Taking your calls on Southgate leaving. You got any memories of Southgate? Ones that stick out? Any moments that were amazing for you that you lived, or any bad ones as well, obviously? And there's a lot of candidates getting knocked about at the minute. Jurgen Klopp, Lee Carsley, Pochettino, Graham Potter, Eddie Howe is all over the back pages. Who would you want as the manager? Let's go to Rob, who's a Liverpool fan. All right, Rob?
Well, here we are again, boys. What's the crack, lads?
How are you, Rob? You good?
Oh, not too bad. First of all, lads, commiserations. It didn't come home again, so hard luck, boys. But to be fair, you did very well to get into that final. You didn't play very well, so fair play to Southgate on that.
Yeah, he got us there.
Secondly, and I mean, the abuse that Gareth Southgate got was crazy, lads. Honestly,
it was a bit over the top. It was a bit over the top, yeah. But they were
professional he was, though. But he handled it like a pro. Like, he handled it like an absolute pro, lads. He really did. Because every day he got completely dunked by everybody, and he got you to another final. 2 Euro finals in a row. Fair play to the man. I mean, you got to show some love for that, lads.
Yeah, no, he's done well. Well done. Didn't win it though, did he? He didn't deserve some of the stick that he got, of course, but he deserves criticism for some of the moments in them games where he could have won and should have won in the 50-50 games. You know, like, well done. He's got away from it. And
what about the moments when he made good decisions? What about those moments? What about when he brought Watkins on?
Yeah, no, I think some of his subs actually were decent in this, and and to play Mark Gahey as well, a left-hand side, that was a brilliant decision from him, because there was a lot of speculation.
Blinder.
You know,
and also, I mean, look, I'm a Liverpool fan. The whole Trent experiment, it didn't work. Yeah, it didn't work, and we still, as a supporter of Liverpool, we still don't really know where his best position is. Unfortunately, maybe we'll find that out soon. Maybe he'll go to Madrid. I don't know, but I just feel like when I listen to, as an Irishman, and I live over here, you know, my wife is Irish, my 2 kids, my wife is English, my 2 kids are English, so I've got a tiny little soft spot for them, you know, for England, a tiny one. But for me, yeah, I felt like he got scrutinised to pieces. He really did. BBC, ITV, Sky Sports, they destroyed him. But my point is this, lads. I feel like the next England manager should be David Moyes.
Okay. Where's that?
All right. What do you both think about that?
What?
David Moyes is a top-class Premier League manager. I think the FA, from the candidates that we're hearing about, they're going to go down a younger route. It looks like they're going to go down a younger route from what we can gather. You know, Eddie Howe, Potter, Carsley.
David Moyes' football at West Ham, they couldn't wait to see the back of him, Rob.
Yeah, well, what did David Moyes win with West Ham?
Yeah,
the European Cup.
Okay, well, yeah, brilliant.
What did Poch win with Spurs? What did Poch win with Chelsea? What did Poch win with PSG?
It ain't just about winning a trophy, though, Rob. It's about a style of football that people want to watch.
You're sitting there asking for managers that are playing stylish football that have done nothing. They have literally done nothing. You're begging for managers that play stylish football.
I just don't see that. I don't see that. You know, there is. Not gonna happen, no. I mean, you're talking about an incredibly, you know.
He's a brilliant manager.
You know, there's no doubt about it. He don't play the games manager that he does and do what he did. I know towards the end that Everton fans, West Ham fans felt there was a need to move on. But what we got to remember is the style of play that we played in this tournament, mate. That was a tough watch. Like England were a hard watch. There were periods, moments, but really over the course of those 7 games, mate, some of the football. It was bad.
And if David Moyes comes in, it's just going to be the same.
I don't see that being an option.
No. Look, Rob, thanks for your call. I appreciate it. Let's go to Dan, who's a West Ham fan. All right, Dan.
Danny boy.
How you doing, boys?
All right, Danny. You?
Yeah, not too bad, mate. Apart from the last call, we're talking about David Moyes. Jesus.
Yeah, I mean, Dan, you're a West Ham fan, and I know West Ham fans phoning in this show pretty much every week. Couldn't wait to see the back of him, even though he'd done a good job for you. But the football was dire, wasn't it?
Mate, the thing is, look, he won us a trophy, you know, pat him on the back for that. But next England manager, do we want to watch that stuff in 4 years' time? 2 years' time? It's the exact same style of football, isn't it? It's negativity.
Yeah.
We don't want to see, boys.
No, ain't going to happen. Who would you want?
a tough one, mate. Why don't no one talk about Harry Redknapp?
Harry?
You know, he's never got to go, has he? Why not?
I think that ship has sailed.
Yeah.
I think that was...
Me too. Me too. But, you know, what never got to go? The question I'm asking you boys, why?
Well, I think they're just going to go, as Cundy makes a really good point, they want a young manager now. That's where the game's going. These young managers with their philosophies of how they want to do things. Harry's old school.
There was a time where Harry was a top candidate for the England job.
Yes.
And at that time, he looked like he was going to get it, and for whatever reason...
He didn't.
No, he didn't.
Yeah, but I just don't know, Dan, if he would be the right one now. I mean, you know, I think it's a little bit past his sell-by date.
2017 is the last time he managed.
I'd love to see it.
Yeah,
because I love him. I think he's a great person.
That would have been brilliant to have seen. You know, mid 2000. You know, when you're talking 2010, around that time, 2009, was that when? Yeah, something like that. That's where
I think now you got to go with it. I was making the point of Graham Potter or these young English managers, right, Jace, is when you've got a group of players with Foden in and you know Bellingham and Saka and all these great players who are playing for these managers like Pep and Ancelotti and Arteta and these forward-thinking coaches who want to play on the front foot. You need a manager that does the same because they ain't got the time to develop a philosophy as such, right, with the England players. They've got to turn up and it's got to be a continuation of what they're already doing. So if you've got a manager like Eddie Howe or Graham Potter or, you know, Jurgen Klopp, if that was ever going to be the case, I don't think it will, but when they rock up to the England training ground, they're carrying on what they're already doing. This is how we're playing. Front foot football, attacking football.
There has to be
possession. We're moving it. Not like Bellingham's turning up and David Moyes is the gaffer and he's playing like West Ham when he's been playing like Real Madrid who are dominating the ball. You know, you've got to have a manager that comes in and wants to play the same style as what the big boys are playing.
So we had David Moyes and Harry Redknapp the last two suggestions. I mean, look, you know, Harry Redknapp's been a brilliant manager. That's not right now.
The Sports Bar with Jamie O'Hara and Jason Cundy. Monday to Thursday nights from 10 on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.